Alright guys, before we start the video, smack the out of the thumbs up, bros. I am giving away an iPad mini, bros. That's right. Your boy's giving away an iPad mini. Link to the giveaway is down below in the description. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and share this video. Wolfgang, what's good, guys? Your boy ChinoAlphaWolf. Welcome back to the channel. Before we get started on today's video, I just want to say it's not gonna be no crazy banger or nothing like that. So if you guys expect me to do something crazy, might as well just skip down, go watch one of the videos before this one. Basically, I just wanted to share something personal with you guys, you know, kind of just get it off my chest, and maybe one of you guys could relate, you know, share a piece of my story of my life, and maybe, you know, it'll help one of you guys. So where do I begin? I guess we're gonna have to start all the way from the very beginning, guys. When I was younger, my parents had divorced when I was a really young age. And I don't remember it too vividly. I don't remember the whole entire breakup. What I do remember is it was late at night, and so my dad worked in the military at the time, right? So he was working in the Air Force. Shout outs to anybody that's in the military. He was working late, and from all I could remember is that my dad would come home late at night every night. I remember one night that he came home, and I was so excited, and it was like a 2-story house, right? And I saw him pulling into the driveway, and so I had ran downstairs just to go see him. And I ran through the garage, and he met me halfway through the garage and gave him the biggest hug ever. The next second, I knew there was cops at the house. My dad said it'll be okay, just go upstairs. And I said, okay. So I ran upstairs, and I looked through the window, and I saw the cops arresting my dad. And I didn't understand it, you know, I'm young. I think I'm like 5 or something. I'm like 5 years old, 6 years old around this time. I don't know what the hell is going on, right? The cops, I knew there were cops, and they were putting them in the car, and that my dad must have did something bad at the time, and you know, they took him away, and my dad wasn't home that night to hang out with me. And then the next night, and the next night, and the next night. So I didn't hear from him for like the longest time. From what I can remember, flash forwarding into the future, that we were going back and forth, me, my brother, and my sister, we were going back and forth between my dad's house and my mom's house. I didn't understand why the hell any of this was happening until, you know, I got a little bit older and understood it was a divorce. Literally, we'd spend one entire full week over at my mom's, one entire full week at my dad's. So it was kind of annoying, actually. And that happened pretty much almost the majority of my elementary school life, all the way up to like 6th grade. And then 7th and 8th grade is when things got a little bit more crazy. In my middle school stage, I was not emo, more punk rockerish, you know, or metal. I was into metal a lot. I had like long hair. I wore a lot of black. I still wear a lot of black to this day. So when I got into high school, I realized that my mom, a lot of the things she did was not really for us. It was pretty much for herself. Really, I started realizing that my mom was really selfish, because I started seeing her, you know, do all and get all of these things for herself before us. Like my dad had less money because he was retired. My mom had more money because she was a nurse, right? And so my dad was only making X amount when my mom was making, you know, X amount. And you know, and she bought like, she went on all these crazy trips. She bought a boat. She bought like all these things for herself. Remodeled her whole entire house. You know, and you know, I mean, it's her money, right? Who am I to say, you know, what she can do with her money? It's her money. But again, we're her kids, you know what I'm saying? And then my dad didn't have much, but he would still try and get us what we wanted. I started understanding more that my mom was really greedy with her money. I realized that when it came to my birthday, and what I really wanted was a car, and I think it was like junior going into senior year, and I really wanted a car, any car. My mom wouldn't help. She wouldn't help. My dad even reached out to my mom saying, hey, let's help Mark get a car, because I was so driven on, you know, getting one and wanting one, seeing all these kids in high school, and I was like, I want a car. My mom didn't help, of course, but my dad did. He spent like $1,200, took out a loan, and, you know, got me the clunky car, which if anybody watched my story, the MMA story, that was the car. It was an Isuzu Amigo, and it was clunky as shit, but it worked, right? I mean, I decked that thing out. It was a big Jeep. I put speakers in that bitch, you know. I thought it was a shit at the time, and I was just so happy. And I remember I woke up, not the day of my birthday, because I was like upset. The next day after my birthday, the Jeep was waiting right out there, and my dad says, yours. I'm like, oh shit, oh thanks Dad, you know. I was the happiest kid in the world, man. There was other times, like when I got my first job, I didn't know how to fill out like tax forms and all that stuff, so I ended up owing the IRS money, and I didn't really understand it. I thought, you know, just I get a check for what I work for. But as you grow up, you understand that the government needs their money, you know what I'm saying? There was a time I owed the IRS money, and I asked my mom, I was like, can you please help me? I'm bleeding here, I'm dying, please help me. You know, it was only like a couple $100. She said, well, we have to talk about it. I'm like, what? So she wouldn't really help me. I mean, come on, you're going on all these trips, you got a brand new boat, you drive a Lexus, you can't shuffle out a couple hundred to help me out. There was a point where I was hanging over at my aunt's house, and I remember my sister, and she was permanently staying with my dad. And I was like, how did you get to do that? How come my sister gets to, you know, leave out of the pack first and, you know, choose where she wants to stay? And I didn't understand. I was like, why? My dad was like, because you have to be a certain age in order to decide where you want to go. I'm like, what the hell? I know where I want to go. I want to stay with you, Dad, please. I don't want to do this back and forth shit anymore. And me being the rebel kid I was, I remember my mom took a trip to Hawaii, I believe it was. I wanted to have a party, because in high school, that was like the cool thing to do, you know? Throw a high school party. And so I remember I had, I rode my bike over from my dad's house to my mom's house. And I snuck into my mom's house because I knew how to pick the locks and everything. I found my stepdad's car keys. And me and my boy, we took the truck out, we went to the mall, and we just drove around basically. And I didn't even have my permit at the time, I don't think. Luckily we didn't get pulled over. Do not do this kind of stuff, all right? We didn't get pulled over. I told people to come over to my mom's house, gave them the address and everything, and have a little mini party. So we had people over. We were, you know, hanging out in the jacuzzi, and that went on for like less than a week. And I just remember everyone just coming to the crib, to my mom's crib, and turning up. And I thought I was a cool kid, you know, doing the right thing. Now that I look back at it, I shouldn't have done that. I remember the one time, it was like towards the end of the week, I had taken my stepdad's truck out one last time. We went to the mall again. I just dropped my boy off, and then I came home, pulled up to the driveway. My mom was home early from her trip, and there was cop cars out front. I shut the engine off. I walked slowly to the front door. The door was wide open. There was cops in there. They were reporting it as a break-in, and I dropped down to my knees and I showed them the car keys, and I was crying, and I was like, it was me, I did it. There was no break-in. My mom locked me in the room, so I had to go wait in there, and I waited, and I could hear through the door, you know, them talking. And the officer was talking to my stepdad, and he was saying, you know, do you want to press charges, yada yada. And then I kind of just blacked out from there. I stayed in my room that entire day. I was only like 16 or 17 at the time, and I wasn't 18 yet, but I remember I opened the doors, I packed up all my stuff, and walked out. I still had my bike on the side of the house. I rode my bike and dipped out. since then, me and my mom have always had a shaky relationship. So, like, I don't really talk to my mom. And to this day, she only hits us up for things that benefit her. Like Christmas, when she has her husband's family over, she wants us over. When it's Thanksgiving, when it's her birthday, doesn't even call me to say happy birthday anymore. Just anything that would benefit her, basically. And we talked about that night. We talked about that night before, and you know, I was in the wrong, and I shouldn't have broke in. I shouldn't have stole the car. But at the same time, she shouldn't be neglecting her kids. You gotta understand my mom, man. She just does not care about her kids. She really doesn't. My mom's always treated her kids second and herself first. She had came to my graduation, but literally after that was like the last straw. She'd pop up every now and again. Like, if anybody's ever watched my very first vlog, she was in it.
Right? You have to stay with her, right?
Oh, only about 30 minutes.
Okay.
Look at the camera. Faces forward.
Oh,
That's my Madre.
Is that new?
Yeah.
We'll take some pictures later.
Okay, Lula. All right, Lula.
And I showed her what I was doing. She didn't really care. And my heart is in YouTube and videos and editing and creating. So, yeah, I tried telling her what I wanted to do, and she didn't really care. So
he came over to the house saying, "Oh, I'm hungry." I was like,
Oh,
okay.
you don't want to eat my enchilada?
I'll have enchilada.
Did you redo the kitchen floor? Is it always like that?
The kitchen floor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice that before.
I need more banana bread.
Oh, did you see the new bathrooms?
No, what happened to the bathroom?
all in all, man, up to this point, man, I have not seen my mom in a couple years, and I don't plan to, but it's not that I don't hate her, all right? I'm thankful for her, okay? I don't love her, but I'm thankful for her. She gave me birth. Without her, I wouldn't be here. It's just like, as soon as we were old enough to stand on our own 2 feet, she kind of just walked out slowly and pushed us away. Which is okay, you know, I understand. But that's just her, you know. That's just who she is. But my dad's always had my back, so that's why, you know, if you guys see me in the videos, I always, you know, show my dad love. My stepmom's always treated me like her own son. You know, when I was broke, she would get me things. When I was sick, you know, always took care of me. So that's my story, or from my perspective, how I see it, you know. And you know, all in all, I do not hate my mom. I'm thankful for her, but and I wish her the best of luck with her new husband. I'm thankful for being alive here today and being able to entertain you guys and keep you guys motivated and pushing and keep grinding and you know, keep working hard, because I never had her help and I damn sure don't need it, man. You guys can do it on your own, and I want you guys to take that away from this video. If someone doesn't want to be a part of your life, don't force it. If they don't want to be a part of your life, just keep it pushing, keep going. I did learn some things from her, you know, that when I become a dad, that I will never neglect my kids. I'll always be there for them. I'll love them to the death of me. You know, family first. Always. So, and without my mom pushing me away, I wouldn't have the Wolf Gang. And I might have, she was trying to push me into, you know, getting a career job with suit and tie and all this stuff, and not being who I wanted to be. When I told her what I wanted to be, it was kind of just a joke. So yeah, it kind of pushed me more that I could prove her wrong and do great things in life. I basically used her as motivation. I mean, there's always good things that come out of bad things. You know, no matter how bad things get, it's always leading to something even greater. I'm sorry to bore you guys with these kind of videos. I just felt like, you know, maybe it's something that you guys could relate to. If any of your parents ever got divorced and, you know, you're mad at one parent versus the other, or you favor one over the other, or whatever. At the end of the day, don't make the mistakes I did. Don't be a bad kid. Mold yourself into something great. Don't let anybody push you away from being who you want to be or doing what you want to do. That's basically why me and my mom don't really talk anymore. I haven't seen her in a couple years now, and thank you guys for being a part of my family, supporting me on this crazy journey more than more than my mom has. That's why I love you guys so much, man. You guys support me way more than a piece of my family did, so you guys are my family. I love you guys, man. I'll see you in the next video. I promise I'm gonna do more crazy things. This is just something I wanted to vent about. So thank you guys if you guys watch this all the way through. I love y'all, man, and I'll see you in the next video. And remember, if you woke up today, you already got the W. We're just gonna keep grinding. That's just how it is.